Heatwave 8 was a fire event. Along with housing multiple platform fighters, it was the latest stop for the Rivals 2 Championship Series tournament. Entering this event, the Rivals community had quite a large question. Who the hell could stop Cake Assault? Cake won not one, not two, but the last 4 events he has attended. At Port Priority 9, Cake tossed the competition around with, like, very little effort. Looking unstoppable and just seemingly so different from the rest of the competition. Cake's mixes with his clones, his strong neutral, and his oppressive advantage state continues to prove difficult for the other players to handle. Cake has the most number of wins for the North American RCS, with a leading 4 major wins and his nearest challenger in the race for the most wins being Stango. Cake has been so successful that he has never even missed an offline top 8 since Genesis X2 of last year. Cake entered this event with hopes of proving that he is still the GOAT, stacking his wins up in order to prove that he is the best player in the world. This video is brought to you. I'm your biggest fan. You're my biggest fan. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you guys for all the likes, comments, and subscribes. I know I took a very long break. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that you guys, I still get people messaging me being like, hey, you gonna make a new video? And it's like, I'll think about it. And it took 4 months of thinking. If you guys like to continue showing your support, you can like, comment, subscribe, do all that fancy stuff. And if you really want to go above and beyond, you can use code KINGCADE in the Rivals of Aether 2 shop. That is KINGCADE. K as in kangaroo. But yeah, thank you guys, and continue to watch and support. I appreciate it. This event would have 2 mini sharks in the water, searching for a slice of that cake. Players like Ion, Landon, ZB, Sofilo, Elkies, and Sly are all talented players who would want to take down the Forsburn of Legend. Even outside of these players, some were pushing themselves to new heights. St. Pat, a Kragg main from San Diego, would enter the event as the 13th seed. After losing to Omar, an Edalus Maple co-main, St. Pat would go on a 5-set losers run, upsetting not only 9th seed up-and-comer Landon McLaren, but also 12th seed Durai, the Rano main. St. Pat's crazy losers run was due to his explosive offense. Nothing shows this more than his set against Landon. Taking advantage of Kragg's basic but great and fluid recovery allows St. Pat to apply mix-ups and conditionings to his recoveries with ease. Things like aerial cargo to push his character, who has a traditionally hard time off stage, just seemingly just doesn't in this game. He just doesn't have a hard time off stage. I'm sorry. We're talking about it, we're like, Kragg's weakness is off stage. No, his weakness is not off stage. His weakness is fucking everything else. His weakness actually is just being big. And you wanna know who else has a weakness of just being big? Rob from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But he's big. Fucking St. Pat would solidify himself as one of the 3 Kraggs to make top 8, and has proved to himself as one of the best to bring the heat at Heatwave. And yeah, there are 3 Kraggs in top 8. ZB is the face of Kragg, a player who has been a mainstay in the Rivals community for quite a long time. At Heatwave, he entered top 8 winner side cleanly, using his tricky kill setups and his goofy smile to beat Maya, who, side note, it's only a matter of time before Maya puts Arcane just back on the map, and that will be its own video. Yeah, I can't wait. ZB beat Maya and Sofilo, the best Arcane and one of the best Zetaburns, in order to make top 8 before losing to Cake Assault. Cake used his signature Forsburn and counterpick fleet in order to beat ZB and move to winners final. Once in losers though, ZB would hand a swift 3-1L to Sly before challenging Beastly for 4th and losing a wild game 5. ZB was able to show a good mix of solid neutral and trickery to prove that Kragg is able to flow around an advantage state. A player who was able to bring all this together would be Ion. The winner of Riptide 2025 would enter Heatwave as the 3rd seed. After getting 9th at his last major at Port Priority just 2 weeks prior, Ion would tear through bracket and beat Nbad and Sly. He would then use his Olympia to beat Beastly in a clinching Game 5 before playing against Cake. Cake would attempt to use his Forsburn, but sadly, this Firstborn would just get packed up so quickly. Using Kragg's strong ledge guards and oppressive offstage game, Ion was able to take advantage of Forsburn's fragile recovery swiftly. In response, Cake Assault pulled out his Fleet. Cake used Fleet's ability to match Kragg's offstage aggression with moves like Float, Nair, and Bear to push into a Game 5. In the end, Ion would clean up the set with a down throw into a down strong Fern. After entering losers, Cake would defeat Beastly, a player who continues to push Zetaburn to greater heights, but yet, Cake would re-challenge Ion in Grand Finals.
Closing it out, finding the win con on that spike, and that is something that everybody in Ion's path has been being hit by.
Yep, and here's the exact same situation. He's going to keep up airing you until you DI out, but then when you DI out, you die. Type out from the F strong goes a little bit lower. Luckily, he hadn't used his his pillar yet. And still though, the pop-up is perfect for Kragg Assault. However, dangerous spot for Kragg Assault. Snap back again.
Cake has been hunting for some of these things, and they're finally starting to connect. Oh, wait a minute. That's a win con right there. That's a win con. Tried to mash out. Unfortunately, yeah, that win con, the chime does not toll for thee.
And a parry back. Hold on a sec. This win con has turned around on its head.
Still alive. I love that down air.
You're dead.
Double dipping.
You're just dead. All right, Kragg Assault's a genius. He's just a genius. And he's dead. Yep, and he's dead.
That was not the DI.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to know. Back on stage.
The up tilt. He spot dodged the up tilt, but he's still in disadvantage. Ion with the up throw on the rock, trying to play the bell bearings, but it doesn't matter because anywhere you go, Ion is there, and the bell tolls for thee.
Even with the Fleet and Forsburn duo, Ion would refuse to lose, ending the 4-tournament streak that Cake had, and now stands with Stango as the second most North American Rivals Championship wins. Although he was unable to hold the trophy, Cake is still the most consistent player in the world, with 4 R2CS wins. So, the question needs to be asked, what is more important for the rankings? Consistency or peaks? I'll leave that one to you guys in the comments. My name is Kincaid, and I'll see you cool kids later.